What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Next Win podcast with your host, Aunt Ma, co-host Justin Vaseur, and special honorary guest, Mr. William Wynn, the lender. And we are back for our favorite segments on these episodes, which is TikTok Rundown. If you guys have not followed us and you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the Next Win podcast on YouTube. We're on all podcast platforms. We're talking about Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Google, iHeartRadio. So make sure to follow on all those guys. And also, we are on social media such as Instagram and TikTok. So just follow us everywhere so we can keep doing these podcasts for you guys. And thank you both for being here today.
Thank you.
I really love these TikTok rundowns. This is a segment where we watch videos about business, investing, real estate, things from lenders, things from, news in the market. And so we want to kind of figure out if these videos are viral or verified, right? So if they're viral videos, that means that maybe this person who made the video, they're not spitting facts. It's false. It's not true.
They're just trying to get the views.
Yeah,
right?
all the views.
Because that does happen a lot. So we want to kind of debunk those videos and make sure we're doing our job correctly.
Yep.
But if it's verified, I want to talk about it.
Okay.
See
Sounds
if it's
good.
true.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you guys ready?
I'm
Okay,
ready for the
what we
first
got?
one.
Let's
All
go.
right.
If you had $10,000 to your name, what would
Okay.
you do to spin that around?
I would take $2,000 and I would open up an e-commerce brand, Shopify and Oberlo. I would either do it myself or hire someone like on Fiverr to find a drop shipper like an Oberlo that has them in stock, pay my $29 to Shopify and make this e-commerce site, pay someone on Fiverr $50 to create the site and make sure it all plugs into the back end of my drop shipper.
Sounds
And then I
complicated
would
already.
take another $2,000 and run test ads. So I'd have that cooking and I'd give that at least 5 to 7 days to see how ads perform and then just again pump money into the ad that works. So I'd hope to have recurring revenue on that because you can sell 24 hours a day.
Hold up. Right off the bat, dude, I'm raising my hand for viral. But I don't know the business yet.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah,
I'll go.
but-
I'll say viral too. That sounds too
Too good
like-
to be
like,
true.
'cause no, not too good to be true, but like she's experienced in it, so she is very experienced in that field, so she knows what she's doing.
Yeah,
Like, so to have someone just like me just going in there, I don't know what to do.
right.
Even if I follow those steps, I'm like, what? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
What do you think, Justin?
I think it's viral. I think it's one of those
Okay.
things that's like, not clickbait, but just more so.
like it's easy. I'll do
Yeah,
it.
it's easy. Easy money. They say is always like.
All right. So here's a problem that I see. You guys are both correct. Like you're saying that it's you think it. She's saying that it's easy, and you guys are saying that it's not easy. And I agree with you on that because one, you have to be a professional and know all the ins and outs of e-commerce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you got to know all the ins and outs and everything about drop shipping.
Yeah.
That's
And you have to know
two
someone.
totally different businesses, and they're putting that all together in one.
Yep.
And then you also have to be a specialist and a professional in buying products and merch from, let's say, China,
Yep.
and making sure those products are right, and then getting them freighted over. And you got to know about, import, export, and
Yeah.
where they go to the port. And there's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. This is like, a big company
Yeah.
that has to know these things.
And what she said,
she's
she was
just by herself.
hiring a web design for like $50 or something. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't
Like,
know.
you have to
I
know-
mean, you could do that, but
But like, that's like
Yeah, it's
someone
just-
that doesn't know, like some kid in the, I don't know, dude. Like
My
she just knows people. She knows people already. It's easier for her. But like for us, like I don't know who to.
yeah.
Yeah.
So for
No.
$10,000, she says she's only going to spend $5,000, right? Like $2,500 for the e-commerce website,
something like that.
and then broke it down for another $2,500 with drop shipping and the other things, marketing, right?
Yep.
So
And,
the
yeah.
other $5,000 is probably for the goods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, what would you do with $10,000 then, or what would you recommend doing?
Ooh,
That's a good question.
very good
Jason.
question.
I mean, I would do what she said.
Let's give it a shot. Give it a shot.
No, I don't know.
I would just, I'm my background is investing, so I would just invest it
What, put in
in
stocks?
the market, in stocks, markets, mutual funds.
I don't know. Maybe I would try to think of the fastest way to come up with more money from that 10 grand, maybe I'll gamble it.
Roulette table.
What?
Sports bets,
when
Super Bowl just
we just
ended
went to the out of the restaurant to start betting.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. There's
Double
people who they sell merch and they sell things, and if they don't make enough every day, they have like a goal. Every day they want to make 2 grand. Okay. If they don't sell enough products and make 2 grand in a day, they're gonna gamble and try to make 2 grand. Obviously you can lose.
Yep.
But yeah, that's not good advice. I'm just kidding, guys.
Don't gamble.
Don't gamble. 1-800-GAMBLER. Is that the number?
I don't know that
I don't
number.
know.
I think that's the number.
I don't have a
You
problem.
called it before?
I don't have a
I
problem.
have not. Why, you think I have a gambling problem? I don't. I just like to do it for fun. But man, I would say the easiest would be to just put in some stocks real quick.
Yeah.
And then once it goes up, just take it out.
Yeah.
And, use it for something else after. Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
I'm trying to go with short-term gains with the 10 grand.
Yeah,
not
short-term
gains.
I would say crypto.
Crypto. I knew you were going to say
No.
crypto.
Especially in this market right now.
Bro, I
Is
heard
it coming up? I don't know.
Bitcoin is
I don't
back
pay-
to 50K.
I don't
Yeah.
pay attention to that.
What sucks is that when I bought crypto before, I bought Bitcoin at like 20K, 30K, 40K. And then when it hit 50, it started just dwindling down to like 20-some $1,000 like last year or a year and a half ago. And the company that I had my Bitcoins in went bankrupt.
Yeah.
And I couldn't pull my coin out. And I'm a dummy because you should have put that into a ledger wallet, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't because I thought it would be safe.
Right.
I didn't know these companies go bankrupt like that.
Yep.
And so now my funds are in this lawsuit and in this bankruptcy case where if I get my money back, it's not back in a Bitcoin. I have 2 Bitcoins and I'm not getting my 2 full Bitcoins back. At the value of when that company went bankrupt, it was like $27,000 per Bitcoin.
Oh, wow.
So I would probably get back about 30 grand each, something like that. Well, 27 grand each. So I would have lost out on 1 full Bitcoin. But if they're somehow, I pray and pray that they can give me my Bitcoin back, and now we're back at 50K in today's market,
Yeah. That'd be
I would have
crazy.
not lost anything.
Nice.
But they are going to put it into a cash, and I'm getting cash back.
That's crazy.
But it's been a year and a half, and I still haven't got my money. So
So still getting
fuck
cash back.
crypto is what I'm saying.
I already
right.
said it. Mm.
Yeah, I think they did a lot of weeding out of those companies. There's a lot of companies that were popping up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
And all these
now
coins,
it's like
too.
it's just
More
I don't even
legit.
think Binance is in the US anymore.
I
Or
mean,
is it?
even
I
like-
don't know, I can't remember.
The most legit one is Coinbase right
Yeah.
now. And still, like, if you guys don't know much about crypto, you have to use a ledger wallet. Do not leave your money in all these brokerages. It's not like stocks, okay? Like, yeah, you can leave your money in Ameritrade, E-Trade, and all these other companies, Robinhood. Actually, Robinhood is kind of scary.
Yeah,
That's kind of
yeah,
like the
Robinhood's
crypto
a little-
companies. But, it's just, you can't leave your money in these accounts. You got to put it into this USB drive and keep it separate. That's
Yeah,
what
my-
I've learned.
My dad's smarter than me.
And he did
Yeah,
that.
he has a ledger.
Yeah, I just didn't want to deal with it. I didn't think it was that important at the time. You
Yeah.
know, I only knew like how to invest because things go up and down, but I didn't know how to keep my money safe
Yeah.
because I do traditional stocks.
Yeah.
And you don't have a ledger wallet.
No, because it's insured still. You lose money on the value, but if the bank goes bankrupt, it's insured.
But you're
Yeah.
only insured for a certain amount.
Yeah, a certain amount, yes, but still, still something.
Yeah.
Better than nothing.
So fuck
Crazy,
crypto.
crazy.
Fuck crypto.
The market is going to crash in 2024 just like it did in 2008. Actually, no, and here's why. Here's a graph of foreclosures from the last 20 years. In 2008, you can see there were almost 1 million foreclosures every single year, and so many people were underwater. This is very different from today, where foreclosures are almost non-existent. Because of
agree.
this, there is a very low chance that we will see any type of housing crash similar to what we saw in 2008. So if someone tells you that the housing market is going to crash, show them this graph. Let's go.
So in today's market, a lot of people ask me like, hey, so what do you know about foreclosures? And I'm like, what foreclosures? Like literally there's not many. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to find foreclosures right now. There are some,
Yep.
and you have to get lucky.
But it's not abundance.
It's not abundance, and it's if you're an agent that's trying to look for one, so is every other agent. and you're not going to get it because it's a dime in a dozen.
Because the lenders were since 2008, the lenders have been very strict on qualifying clients, so they're usually well qualified to own these homes. And plus, the values have been going up. When he talks about underwater, it means the values went down more. You owe more than what the house is worth. But right now, houses are worth triple, double more.
Yeah, they're worth way more than their loans.
So there's no crash. People keep saying, I'm waiting for the crash. There's no crash coming, dude.
Right? So remember last year, 2023, William, the lender, and me, Ant, the real estate agent, said, we are not going to have a crash.
Nope.
Justin, what did you say?
I said we are.
And where are we? Are we having a crash?
It's still in play.
We are not having a crash right now. It's not going to happen, man. Everything's going up. Yeah. So here's what's going on right now in today's market. I'm very, very active in the market on a day-to-day basis, and I talk to agents. I put offers up, and I know what's going on with offers. So basically, we're back to multiple offers per home. Even in Las Vegas, homes are selling in about 2 to 3 days. If it's a hot home, and most homes are hot homes nowadays. In LA, it doesn't matter if it's a hot home. If it's a piece of junk, it's still selling within the weekend. So homes are now going over asking. Sorry, Justin, for you to cut. So homes are going over asking right now. In LA, they go like 50K over asking. Some are going 80K over asking. Now here in Vegas, in a slower market, they're going about 10K over asking. And if you're not doing that, you're not winning the offer. Yeah. So this is a sign that the market is getting better. People are being active, and that it's definitely not going to crash.
There's a lot of people waiting out there, dude. The rates only dipped a little bit, and people are like, I'm going to buy a house.
Yeah. You know? I would say by the end of this year, by the end of 2024, all the houses that you were trying to buy will go up at least 20K.
Yeah. Agreed.
By the end of the year. We're just talking about in a few months, right?
Yep.
There's still a crash happening.
Is there?
Eventually.
I'm going to have to keep my mouth shut if that does happen, though. All right. I mean, you're pretty much gambling on if there's going to be a World War III, then maybe there'll be a crash. So that's the only way it's going to happen. If there's some kind of crazy catastrophic...
Catastrophic. Well, have you been hearing about like the markets crashing around the world?
No. Like housing market?
Yeah, the housing markets.
No, I heard that Canada's as crazy as ever.
What do you mean?
Canada? The housing market's crazy. I got Canadians hitting me up. And they're like, hey, what do you know about the Canadian market? I'm like, I don't know. Tell me. And they're like, it's too crazy here. Can I buy in the US?
Wow. Well, yeah, exactly.
What?
Exactly.
Oh,
exactly what? What do you mean?
It's crazy.
Yeah, so like once it gets too crazy, people are going to try to buy somewhere else or whatever.
Right. So they're going to buy in America, and that's why there's no crash.
You don't think there's going to be a crash?
No.
Damn. Okay. We'll see in a year.
We're going to come back again. Round two. Round two.
I'm waiting in a year to buy a bunch of homes.
We will see.
Round two next year.
I don't know, guys. If you want to know more about things like this, you can always just, DM William here or email him. And you can also email me.
Yep.
And we'll help you guys out if you have questions like this. And if you want to follow Justin, if there's a crash.
Yeah. The crashers over there.
It could happen, though. It could. I'm not saying it won't. But,
no one knows. No one ever knows.
Everyone who buys a house between basically December 1st and February 28th, you're going to look at those people the same way you looked at people who bought houses at the beginning of COVID. You're going to look back and be like, damn it. Why wasn't I that smart? Why was I so scared? What was I thinking again? You're going to look back with tons of regret, because I believe anybody who buys a house right now is going to get the best deal you're going to see in years. There's no competition.
I agree.
The second that these rates drop, you're going to see millions of buyers jump onto the market.
It's already happening.
Housing prices will never be the same.
It's happening right now.
This is going to be your moment.
That's literally what we just talked about, Justin. It's happening right now.
That is verified. We said that in December, November, before we went into the holidays. Like it's the best time to buy now because there's no one in the market, and we got so many deals. the people, you got people's deals, you
Bro,
know?
this podcast is like a gold mine for everyone who's listening because we have been right ever since we started this podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, every time we say something, we are on the dot with stuff. Okay, like it's not me being cocky or overconfident. Like I'm just saying, like we're in the day to day of this market to where we know and we can predict wisely of what's going to happen.
Yeah,
and
because people are scared about rates, but you know, rates can be always refinanced. Like we have clients refinance in 3 months after they buy.
Mm-hmm.
You know when the rates first started going up, like was it 2022? Like the holidays, it started going from like your 4% to like 4.5 to 5%. I was getting scared, and I was like, okay, I'll just wait a little bit. I regret that so much because I should have just bought more rentals at that time. And I'm kicking myself in the butt. I didn't buy at like 4.5%, 5%, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I would say that's a verified video.
Verified.
What do you think, Justin? Viral?
No, I think it's verified.
Okay.
I mean, I see what's going on, but I still think there's a crash. This is me right now, right? Oh, no. It says... What does it say? It says, when buyers ask me to show them homes before they are pre-approved.
Okay.
Yeah. I see that one. I see that.
Yeah. That's hilarious. That's not even viral, man. That's verified.
That's verified.
That's verified?
That's
So,
verified.
okay. What happens is, as a real estate agent, and you know, for all you buyers out there, if you're not pre-approved and we go look at all these homes, we are wasting each other's times. Your time, my time, and the seller's times. More importantly, the buyer's time, because we're getting your hopes up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If we don't have a pre-approval, we have no idea how much you can afford and what you're comfortable with. Like people are always thinking, okay, I want to buy a home probably in the 600,000 or 700,000. Okay, but do you know what the monthly cost of that is? You won't know until you get your pre-approval, talk to a lender, and he helps break that down for you.
Yep.
Because then you might say, oh shit, I don't want to pay $5,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go look for a $400,000 home. Well, we just looked at like 20 homes that were fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, sorry, man. I don't think you want to spend $5,000 a month. And now they're going to be all depressed. Now all the 400K homes they're looking at are like
condos.
Nothing,
there's rats in them, right? There's rat poop. There's cockroaches.
Because what they happen is they see their friends that bought houses like a few years ago that they were paying that much because of the rate. It's not like that anymore, man. So
I agree with Usher.
Yeah.
No.
You don't want to go into battle without no weapons. You know what I mean? Like you got to be prepared.
You have to be pre-approved before you look at homes.
Yeah.
And like for instance, Justin, right now you are looking for a home, right, for the past year, and you have not been pre-approved.
No.
And
or maybe you didn't tell us.
You know,
no. I'm not
and off camera, you're talking about, you know, a lot of things that's going on in your life. You know, like you guys are getting married, you guys want to open up businesses and stuff like that, and you know, getting pre-approved and knowing these numbers will help you figure out your budgets for a wedding, your budgets to open up a business. What are the timelines for those things to happen to recuperate the funds, stuff like that. So getting pre-approved is not just about the home itself; it's about budgeting your life. And that's why it's very important.
Setting the plan.
3 reasons why you should not get a HELOC. I'm Justin Struble with BSG Advisors. I love HELOCs. I think they're great. I'm getting one in place right now.
But he's saying why not to get one.
But
okay.
There are reasons why you should not do it. Number 1, you don't have enough equity in your home.
Well, yeah.
If you don't have enough equity, you're not going to have a noticeable sized HELOC. So what's the point in having this emergency fund for a couple $1,000s? You really need to have a decent amount of equity. Number 2, you plan on moving in the next couple years. HELOC is a good thing to have in place long term off of your home equity. It's not a great thing for just
Why
a
not?
year. It's probably not worth the trouble. And number 3, you may lack the discipline or the desire to borrow against your home equity. Losing your home is tragic. You don't want to be putting yourself in that position where you grab at easy cash. And you may fundamentally say, no, I'm not going to put more of my equity at risk. If something goes bad, I'll figure out another way. I'm Justin Struble with BSG Advisors. I'm not a broker. I'm a fixer.
Damn. He's got spitting some facts there.
It's a little mixed in, yeah. It looks like he contradicted himself. at the end there, but it was kind of weird.
What about which part?
About what was he saying? Getting the HELOC and not getting the HELOC. Yeah.
So one thing that caught my attention was, okay, so he says when you don't get a sizable amount of money to loan from the HELOC,
we won't give you, as a lender, we won't give you a small amount. Like sometimes the minimum's like 50.
Oh, 50
or like 25.
Okay.
Depending on the lender, there's a minimum.
Why should you not take out a HELOC when you're going to move in a year? Because when you sell your home, it can be paid off through that, right? So why is that an issue? Because you're going to sell your home for less?
Less, or
that's not going to happen.
Or because we count that debt, so you don't make enough money. So if you put that money out, we can account that debt and that payment to you monthly. So it depends on the scenario.
Oh,
yeah.
So I shouldn't take out a HELOC right now if I know I'm going to sell my home to buy another home, because I need to be more debt free.
If you're like on the border, like that's just why you need to get pre-approval. So when you get pre-approved, you know that, okay, I can take this HELOC out and it won't hurt me as much, right? Or I can't take this HELOC out because it's going to hurt me, right? So this depends on the scenario. If you're close to that I'm not qualifying edge, then don't get a HELOC. Or
can you explain?
It's hard
in simple terms what HELOC is.
A home equity line of credit. It's just a let's say your house is valued at $1 million, right? And then your loan amount that you owe the bank is $800,000. The bank would usually lend you up to 80% of that available. So basically, you have $200,000 available, like this equity that's built into the house. That's an asset. We'll lend you up to 80%, so like $180,000, if I'm correct.
Oh, 100 of that 200,000.
Yep. Yeah, you can't get the whole 200,000. It's only a certain amount, like
I see.
Up to 80%.
Okay.
And then so basically, we leverage that equity in their house to give you money.
Why should people use a HELOC? What is it for?
The number one reason is for emergencies.
Emergency?
Yes. So basically, like a big example in California, house fires, right? Okay. It's just case this is say a house catch on fire. It takes months or weeks for the insurance to give money, right? When you have a HELOC, you can pull money right away, find housing, for a hotel, and start fixing your house.
I do see people pull out HELOCs for using it on lawyer fees.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Like emergency money, or pay off school loans for the kids because the rates are pretty usually lower.
Here's what I recommend. It's do not pull out more debt to pay more debt. Because now you have to not only that, let's say you got $200,000 to pay off something. Okay, the money's gone, but you still have this loan that you're paying from that $200,000 that you took out. So not only did you spend the whole $200,000, and you still have a loan payment on this side, like a credit card to pay. You know what I mean? Like, that's horrible. Mm-hmm. But I believe that if you can use it for positive, where it's like you get the debt, so you take out the HELOC and you use it to buy a business or buy it for something that makes money. Not everything can make money or is a good idea.
Yeah,
I know people who took out hundreds of thousands of dollars out of their parents' home and put it into Tesla stocks. You know what I mean? And then if it goes down, you lost money. You know what I mean? So like stocks, I don't think is a good idea to use for that. It's more of, if you got to have your strategic plans for businesses. You can't just try a business and it fails, then you're going bankrupt.
Yeah.
So it all depends on the scenario. Some people will pay off debt because it's cheaper instead of paying like 25% and paying 10%. So you're still saving money.
Yeah.
Or using to make money. I did have a friend refinance, take $100,000 out to was it HELOC? Well, he took $100,000 out and dumped it in Tesla. But he did make money. He sold it right before it crashed. I mean, it went down. So you have to be knowledgeable in what you're going to do. Basically, do your research.
So does he make money so he made money off the Tesla stock?
Yeah. Right.
And then there's short-term capital gains that he's got to pay, which is maybe 30% in taxes, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know the exact number, but it could be 30%. And then on top of that, he still has to pay back that loan.
Yep.
So how much money did he really make?
Depends if he has a good CPA or not.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. So that's why you have to know, do your research. You have to know if it's worth it or not.
I mean, let's say from $100,000 he made $20K. Is $20K worth it for a quick $20K? Oh yeah,
Possibly. Yeah, that's good.
Kind
That's
of.
quick. Yeah, that's good.
But it could have been like $20K that you made or bankrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's risk in everything you do. You have to risk. You have to take some risk to make stuff happen. Can't play it safe all the time.
Well, they do say if it's not comfortable, then that means you're doing something right. Take the risk.
Yeah,
That's
take
what
the
they're
risk.
saying. Yeah.
Here's what we know about the recession coming in 2024.
Oh,
According
Justin.
to Statista, there's up to a 70% chance of a recession in early 2024. If we do get a recession, economic activity is going to be down, consumer spending is going to be down, unemployment is going to rise. This is all because the Federal Reserve has been increasing interest rates almost non-stop over the past 2 years to cool down the economy and fight inflation. So that must mean the stock market is going to crash too, right? You can see that during recessions, the stock market actually does pretty well. I mean, in some cases, you could see negative 37% in 2007. But apart from that, the other recessions haven't really been bad. And it's really the 6 months before, the 12 months before a recession where you usually see those negative returns like 9 times out of 10. However, in the 6 months, 12 months, and 2 years after a recession, more likely than not, the stock market is up, and in many cases up by a lot. So after looking at the data, it might not be as bad as people think, and there might not even be a recession still. Some people like Goldman Sachs believe that the chances of recession are actually down to 15%, not 70%. There's been some fear in the stock market lately, but it's still up a lot this year, and I think in the long term, it's a great time to be buying. Let me know your thoughts and follow Stock Guys for more stock market updates.
Is he saying there's a recession or not a recession?
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
This guy started it off with like, there's going to be a recession, and then all of a sudden there's not going to be. That is viral, motherfucker.
I think it's mixed. I mean, he's spinning some facts because coming from the investment side, but he started with
clickbait.
He started with clickbait.
He already knew it's not gonna have. We're not gonna have a recession.
He started with clickbait.
We know because pho is still like $18 a bowl right now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? Until I see pho prices go down, then I know we're in a recession.
Yeah.
Well, they say like it's not necessarily prices go down like that.
What? Oh,
Like,
okay.
I forgot the explanation. Dang.
It's just when jobs get lost.
Yeah, jobs get lost and people can't afford their mortgages
and
anymore,
and stuff,
like
that's what happens. Yeah, but then he is right. What did he say? I lost my train of thought right now.
So I just sound stupid by saying that pho won't go down. I just want
pho
price to go down.
It might cool down to like $16 or something.
If that's because pho is more related to the price of the goods, how much it costs to
inflation.
Get that. Inflation. So you won't.
So how does inflation and recession kind of go hand in hand?
That I'm not too sure.
Yeah, we're not professionals with that here, huh?
If inflation. Well, if inflation, if interest rates go down, inflation should go down. No, if interest rates go up, inflation should go down. That's why they're raising the interest rates.
Right. I think it's more. It's
people are trying to not spend money.
Yeah.
It's
so
not
so the demand is not there, so prices go down.
Right.
When there's the demand, then prices go up. Right.
Right.
I feel like what I heard was the prices don't really change. It's the rate of inflation that goes down.
Yeah.
So like instead of something going up $1 in a year, it might go up 50 cents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the price of it is not going to really change because the inflation's already.
Yeah, it's already there.
It's already established.
I have a question.
But with food, it might be different because then right now there is a slight increase in everything, like how the cost of building like wood and stuff came down. So
yeah, wood did go down. Yeah. So I have a question. How come certain things can remain the same price from as it was like 10, 20 years ago?
Ooh.
Like what?
For instance, there's like the Arizona tea, right? It's still 99 cents.
No, I don't think so.
Some of them are, I think, or like $1.29.
Oh, it's $1.29?
Yeah.
Okay, but it's not like $3 where it should be, right?
And then it's the cost of the material, the cost to make it.
How about like a dub sack weed? Right, it's still $20, $25.
It is.
I don't know, but I haven't bought it.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, like, I don't have friends going, damn, dude, weed is so expensive now.
But I think it's because
It is expensive.
it
though.
is expensive
it?
though. It is way
What do you
too-
mean?
It's not. Well, I'm saying it's the same price. I don't think it's gone down. It's gone up. I don't know. You know what? That's a good question.
I've been into like, you know, these what are they called? Marijuana shops, these legal ones.
Yeah.
And you know, it says like you can buy an eighth for like $50.
Yeah, it's cheap.
That's what I'm saying. An eighth was $50 back in the days
Good question. Maybe drugs is different.
because you can grow it,
Yeah, maybe.
but you can grow food.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Less cost, like overhead, you know. But he did leave out.
No, but they're paying more and more taxes every year too.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
That's what I'm saying, right?
We should
Inflation
get
of
economist up in
marijuana
here.
should be actually increasing a lot because they pay so many taxes right now.
You know, we should get an economist and then it would explain that to us.
A weed economist?
You know, or economist, yeah, weed economist or regular economist too.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the economy and how it works.
I took
It's
a
just-
couple classes in college. But,
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not good in school.
But then, not to scare people, he did say that like the rates went up. The Fed did say they're bringing down rates like I think 4 to 6 times this year. So
I think they changed the number to 3 times.
3 now, yeah. Well, it's still coming down.
So it hasn't really gone down. It's gone down a little bit, but it's slowly. They're
But I
not
see,
doing
I
as
see
fast.
some, like, I remember seeing, like, companies email me, like, get this house at, like, 6% or whatever.
Yeah.
Now I'm seeing them at, like 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
3.9.
I've seen the 4.99 for 30 years.
Yeah, specifically Lennar.
Sometimes they'll hide like points in that, dude. You get to read the fine print, and like 2 points cost.
Well, the fine print, what I've seen is like you have to put like 20% down,
Yeah,
or like
and
you
then-
have to have like a
Yeah.
over 750 credit
Yeah,
score,
and
things
then-
like
and then
that.
points and stuff
Yeah.
too.
But
That's like clickbait.
yeah,
I mean, the 4.99s
But it
for
just-
30 years, I see those happen. You know,
but just a couple months ago, it was like 6%. You know what I mean? And they're like making it look like it was a great deal, which it probably was at the time. But now it's at like 3.5 that I'm getting.
And on top of that, well, so like William the lender is saying that, you know, they're hiding it in the price and stuff like that. But I'm also getting prices from new builds that are 50K less right now. Like we dropped it by 50K, you know. But obviously on those deals, you're not getting your 3.99 rates. Those are your standard 6% rates.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are out to make money. They're going to get the money somewhere.
Yeah, it's just structured differently.
Yeah.
Like they can give you discount on a rate or discount on the house or discount on closing costs. It's all the same. It's just either in category 1, 2, or 3. It's just getting moved around.
What do you like better? The rate or the house price?
Price.
It depends on your
Really?
situation. Yeah.
House price, in my opinion, house price.
If everybody is if you're comfortable in your life, then yes, purchase price, because over time you're going to pay less, right? Less taxes, less mortgage, less
Yep.
interest.
And an interest rate you can refinance again
But
anytime.
people who are not comfortable and don't have a lot of money, then it
Yeah,
would
the
probably
interest.
be off the interest rate or even off closing costs. You don't have to pay out of your pocket. It just really depends on your situation.
Can't you write off interest?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. See that if your house costs more, that's more property tax. You can't change that. Interest rate you can change.
Yeah.
How much of the interest can you write off?
Oh, I don't know.
Not sure.
We should get CPA on here too.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but
Because like I've seen those like calculations where like somebody will buy a home for like 500,000, but then over the course of 30 years they end up paying 1.2 million because of interest.
yeah.
That's true.
That's crazy. But like, how much of that can you write off?
I really don't
Yeah.
know. That's a
That-
great
that's-
question.
yeah.
If you guys know that, if
ahead,
any
Matt.
of you are CPAs, or if you know that answer and you're good at Googling, let us know. Write it down in the comments, guys.
Yep.
Let us know how you like this segment. TikTok Rundown. I love doing these, guys. Make sure to follow us on all podcast platforms. Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Google, iHeartRadio. Also follow us on YouTube, The Next Win Podcast, and TikTok and Instagram. And feel free if you want to reach out to Lender William, Real Estate Ant, Mr. Photographer, Videographer Justin. You'll find it in the description box. You guys can reach out to us. And we'll see you next time on The Next Win Podcast.